universities. And that too, when you have dinner and listen, it is a double effect. So she used to have dinner and then listen to Narada's lectures. Narada used to narrate some good event from Lord's pastimes. And apparently one day, he heard one divine sound, rhythmic sound, periodic sound. He looked where the sound was coming from. It was the snore of Kayat. He stopped. See, imagine for a speaker, if they get to hear the snore of the audience, it is very, very disturbing and very humiliating. Narada stopped. The moment he stopped, he could hear another sound besides the snoring sound which said, continue, which indicated continue. He was wondering where this sound is coming from. Then he realized that it was the womb, the fetus inside the womb that was yearning for more. This has been mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Kapilopadesham, where he talks about how a child comes into existence. That is when Kapila tells his mother Devahuti that from the 7th month, a fetus in a mother's womb has the ability to hear. I don't know how much the modern science agrees with it, but Kapilopadesham tells so. That is why in the 7th or the 8th month, as per our rituals or samskarams, there is one samskaram called Pumsavanam or Seemantonnayanam, where the mother, the carrying mother, she is made to sit and she is adorned with bangles. Now comes the question. As per Shastram, glass bangles should not be worn. There is one rule in Shastram. Again, why I am telling this is, as much as philosophy and theology takes a central stage in lectures pertaining to Sanatana Dharma, some of them in the audience may also be eager to know about the nuances in the rituals that are being performed. To them, this information goes. If you like glass bangles, please wear them. Boycott Dushyanth. He is against bangles. Then they will report to Arnab Goswami. He will question me and fight with 10 other people. So, I don't want that to happen. As per Shastram, gold is preferred because that metallic sound alone, Shastram tells that the fetus can listen to. That is when the only instrument that is played is Veena. There is one mantram in Vedam which is generally used to play. In that mantram, Parashara Maharishi states, Yamuna Tire E is the mantram. But you can convert that line alone to the city where you are doing Seemantonnayanam. If you are in Chennai, Kuvam Tire, you can say Kuvam. Kuvam is supposedly a good river. It was made polluted in the later times. If you are in Pandharpur, you can say Chandrabhaga Tire or Kaveri Tire. Here what is the river? Charles Tire. So this is the mantram. So Seemantonnayanam was to be performed. Now Narada Maharishi inculcated and ensured that a strong foundation to the existence of the Supreme Personality is laid in the fetus itself. So this child started developing, this fetus started developing a unique taste to the Lord's names. Eventually, at one particular point in time, she developed labor pain and she was to deliver. And she delivered a boy child and Narada Maharishi called the child Prahlada. On the other side, Hiranyakashipu was performing penance towards Brahma. Brahmadeva appeared on his divine vehicle, slow but strong vehicle called Hamsavahanam. It is slow. See, while I used to study in Pilani, from Chennai there used to be two trains. One was called Tamil Nadu Express and the other was called Grand Trunk Express. If you want to reach on time, that is today you start and you want to reach the day after, you can go by Tamil Nadu Express. If you want to reach someday or the other, you can go by Grand Trunk Express. It will reach one day, we don't know when. So Hamsavahanam is similar to that. So on this Hamsavahanam sat Brahmadeva, and he was coming to the place where Hiranyakashipu was performing the penance. Hiranyakashipu opened his eyes. Brahmadeva asked, "What boon do you want? You are performing this penance to seek boons. What boon do you want?" He asked in a simple sentence, "I want immortality. I never want to die." Brahma said, "It's a good boon to ask for. But I will not have the power to grant because I am myself not immortal. Where will I go?" So ask this in a different way. In engineering, I barely remember engineering, anything that I studied. Of whatever little I have studied and for whatever reason they have given me a certificate. I remember reading one course called as optimization. So a lot of constraints will be given and you have to optimize. So while this was the scenario, he said, "I will seek immortality in a different way," is what the prudent Hiranyakashipu thought of. He said, "I should neither die inside my house nor outside my house, neither in space nor on earth, neither by a human nor by an animal, not during the day, neither during the night." Brahma started sweating because he knew he would get the pink slip very close if he gives such unethical boons. That is when he asked, "Hiranyakashipu, have you left something? I think you have given me a list." He said, "I have got one more. I should neither be killed by something which is animate as well as inanimate. It should neither be animate nor inanimate." Brahma asked, "Anything more?" "Yes. I should not be killed by anything or anybody that falls under the ambit of your creation." Brahma thought, "Here comes my savior." He said "Tathastu" and went away. Because he knew while that he was a part of the creation, the creator to him will not fall under the ambit of his creation. Granting this very set of boons, he went away, and Hiranyakashipu thought he had won over death and reached his palace. On the way, he saw in the hermitage Narada Maharishi was there with his Hiranyakashipu's wife called Kayatu and the child. So it was a double boon. He got boons from Brahma, and on the other hand he had a son. So he said, "Narada, I give you a certificate that you are the best in the world." Narada was feeling very remorseful, getting a certificate from Hiranyakashipu. What will he do? He said thanks, and the child was taken to his kingdom. The child was about 20 days. Just 20 days had passed by since birth. And people started looking at the child. Whom does he look like the mother or the father? Generally, this is one question in most newborn babies' house. Yaar mari irka, appa mari irka, amma mari irka. Then they will end up asking that child, which barely can't even open its eyes. Appa over. Appa over, adi yaariyo paathu. So if the father is smart enough, he should go and stand in that place where the child is looking. So this child also had a normal nurturing. And while the child was at the age of 2, Vishnu Puranam states, the father asked, "Tell me something that you know quite well." Literally in Tamil, this line translates to, "Edavadhu nanna therinjada sollu." Generally people ask, "Ungalku edhu nanna theriyumo solluvo." That is the problem. We don't know anything nanna. Edume nanna theriyadhe. Sumara dhaan theriyum. So this child opened his mouth. This became a shloka which has been time and again quoted by Bhagavad Ramanuja in Sri Bhashyam, by Adi Shankaracharya in his commentary to the Upanishads, and Purna Prajna or Madhvacharya in his commentaries too. The slokam goes like this. Shasta Vishnuraseshasya Jagado yo hridi sthitaha tameva paramatmanam tatakka kena shasyate. So this boy said, Hey Tata. See, in Sanskritam, Tata indicates father as well as son. You will have to see the context. In Hindi, जब हम कल बोलते हैं, ये कल जो शब्द है, it indicates both tomorrow and yesterday. You look at the tense of the noun or the verb that follows it. कल मैं आया था, then it becomes yesterday. कल मैं आऊंगा. So the tense of the verb changes, then it becomes tomorrow. So when we say Vyasam Vasishthanaptaram Shaktef Pautram Akalmasham Parasharatmajam Mande Shukatatam, father to Shuka. Whereas on contrary, if you see in Srimad Ramayanam, Lakshmana goes and seeks the blessings and permission of his mother Sumitra to accompany his brother and his sister-in-law to the forest. That is when Sumitra tells, Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam Ayodhyam Atavim Vidhi Gachatata Yatasukam. Oh my dear son Lakshmana, when you go to the forest, don't go under the assumption you're just going as a brother to Rama. Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi. Treat your very brother Rama as father Dasharatha. Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi. Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam. The daughter through Janaka, whose Janaki Sita is none but me. Ayodhyam Atavim Vidhi. So whichever, wherever you go, that place in the forest should be treated by you as very Ayodhya itself. Ayodhyam Atavim Vidhi. Gachatata. Hey my dear son, go. So Tata becomes son, Tata becomes father. Shasta Vishnuhu Aseshasya Jagadoyo Hridistitaha Tameva Paramatmanam Tata Katkena Shasyate. Oh my dear father, I know of one thing very clearly. There is no ambiguity at all. The father asked, what do you know then? Shasta Vishnuhu Aseshasya. The one who is known as Shasta or Vishnu is the one who dwells within you and dwells within me. The one who is called Shasta or Vishnu who dwells within you and within me is the one that controls you and me. The one who makes me answer the question that you have asked. He is called Shasta. Shasitaram iti Shasta. The one who controls is called Shasta. Where does he control from? Within. My preceptor, Sri Karunakaracharya, used to give an interesting anecdote to this while he explained Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam. He used to state, during the times of Mahabharatam, Krishna happened to be the counselor, minister, advisor, guide to the Pandavas. The Pandavas had completed 12 years in exile, Vanavasam. Then they had completed 1 year in anonymity, Ajñātavāsam, in Matsya Desham, which was ruled by a king called Virata. So at the end of it came Go Grahana Parva, and after that they all reached the capital of Drupada Maharaja. It was called Kampilyam. Shriyah Kurunam Adhipasya Palinim Prajasu Kamam Yamayum Taveditum, tells Bharavi in Kiratarjuniyam. So they reached the capital called Kampilyam. So Krishna said, it's high time that you all get your due share in the kingdom. Let's send a feeler, a reminder to Dhritarashtra and thereby his set of useless sons. So they dispatched a learned scholar, and Duryodhana knew best how to humiliate and insult people. He had specialized in that. So looking at this person who had gone as a messenger being humiliated and who felt ashamed to have come back, Krishna thought it's high time that I go as a messenger. Munnor toodu vaanarathin vaayil mozhindu pinnor toodu avane aadimannarkagi sendran innar toodaran ennan evvul kidandane, tells Alvar. It seems that the Lord was so fascinated by the act of going as a messenger that during the times of Ramayana, he did not go as a messenger. He had to use Hanuman as a messenger. But he loved this job of being a messenger. He was so much so fascinated that in the next incarnation, he wanted to go himself as a messenger. So even before the song of Kabutar Ja Ja Ja, it was Krishna who went as a messenger. So Krishna walked all the way to the kingdom of Hastinapura. And even before Krishna could come, the news very well reached. Media was very active then too. So the news reached that Krishna will be coming as messenger to Hastinapura. And Duryodhana immediately had one WhatsApp group. That WhatsApp group, Bhishma was there, Drona, Kripa and so on, Vidura. Those members were not interested to have him as the admin. But no other go. They were getting their salary from him and his father. So Duryodhana sent one message. All of you assemble in the conference room immediately. One tick appeared. The other side, they had red, so it became blue. Neelato yatamadhyastha vidyullekeva bhaswara. So to indicate that the other person, you see in the mail, when we had only the mailing system, the other person will say, did you send? See, we Indians are generally known and we are blessed to be dramatic. Though I may not be blessed with eyes as expressive as most Indians are, or I may be bound to get a Chinese citizenship, even then I could still be dramatic by being articulate. You know, we are being very dramatic is one, and very smart, because we are a civilization. Probably this is the only living civilization we see in the world. There were many civilizations which were at par to Sanatana Dharma or the so-called Indus Valley civilization. We had a Sumerian civilization historically which was very, very old. But today you don't see any traces of Sumerian civilization except for a few evidences here and there. The language, the culture, the deities that they worship is never found today. So Sumerian civilization still exists in books and not in reality. So does the Egyptian civilization that developed around the pyramids and the sphinxes. The civilization of China, the Huanghu, doesn't exist today. It's a different culture, it's a different language. But today, in the remotest of the villages, you find one person reciting what Kashyapa Maharishi recited during Aruna Prashna. Here we have what Samavedam was recited in the same tune being recited today. The only living civilization is this. So being a living civilization that has come for eons and ages, I'm sure we have been good enough to adopt some things which may not be good for us but yet being interesting for us. One being very dramatic and the other being very smart while we are speaking. Those of you who don't understand Tamil may have to forgive me for the next 1 minute where I'm going to give an example called Kanjipurattu Bacharam. I don't know if you've heard of this. People in and around Kanchipuram were adept on how to speak. So if there were a person who was attending to their house, they would say, "You, evvalavu periyava. Neenga nammathilla saapiduvela." To indicate that I won't be hospitable at all. Don't ever expect. So this is the other way of speaking. So Duryodhana passed this message that all of you assemble in the conference room. They all assembled. And Duryodhana said, one standing instruction that will undergo no amends. Tomorrow Krishna is visiting our kingdom, calling himself the messenger to Pandavas. The content could be different, but when he enters the court of Hastinapura, listen to me. None of you will even do anything what you all feel. You will just do what I do. Do what I do. Bhishma said, Krishna is coming. We all have to stand up. No! You can't. Do what I do. Bhishma said, everybody keep your cell phones on. Record what he's saying. Record. Duryodhana, come again. He said, yes. You all do what I do. Bhishma immediately looked at Vidura and said, "Hey Vidura, generally people may find it confusing whether to call it Vidura or Vidura. Vidura, the small the without the stress, indicates the character Vidura, meaning the one who is intelligent. The wise one is called Vidura. Vidura means the widower. The one without a wife, whose wife is dead, is called Vidura. Dhava in Sanskritam means the consort. So Madhava, the Lord is referred to as Madhava. Ma indicates Mahalakshmi, Dhava indicates husband. Husband to Mahalakshmi is called Madhava. The one who doesn't have a Dhava is called Vidhava. The one who doesn't have a husband is called Vidura. The one who doesn't have a wife is called Vidura. So Vidura, here it is Vidura. Vidura was told by Bhishma. Bhishma looked at Vidura and said, "Vidura, did you get what Duryodhana is telling? 3 in 1,000. Vidura said, yeah, I understood. It is 3 in 1,000. They had some code word. Dronacharya did not know what these people were conversing. See, in around the 1950s, 60s and 70s, some intelligent people coined a new language called Ka Bhasha. Have you heard of it? Kasakara Kavakana, Kasi Katkati, Saravana Chitti Abdirka. So, Kasakara Kavakana, Kasi Katkati. So, you'll have to add ka to every syllable. So, the third person will not be able to understand what you're conversing. So, they were talking something like 3 in 1,000. Dronacharya did not understand. Bhishma said, wait for one day. The next day, Krishna got inside the court. Everyone stood. Duryodhana was absolutely angry. His anger knew no bounds. As usual, in the court of Hastinapura, you never get justice. So Krishna went back empty-handed. And after Krishna went back, they all got together. Post-mortem. What happened? Duryodhana asked. Bhishma asked, why are you asking what happened? Why did you all stand up? Bhishma said, what did you say? You said, do what I do. You stood. So we stood. Duryodhana couldn't believe this. He said, I could have never stood. Bhishma said, call the video person. 3 cameras were fixed. So put all the 3 videos simultaneously. The first person to stand when Krishna entered the court was Duryodhana. Why did he do that? Because though Duryodhana had for namesake stated that I will not stand when Krishna enters, stood, because the one who dwells within Duryodhana is the one who came in front of him. So how could he not respect himself? So the one who